Hello everyone and welcome to DRC Tier 3 Season 5 Round 7 at Silverstone. This is my first time main commentating. I am joined today by Fake, who is a Tier 2 driver. Welcome, Fake.
Hello there.
So, I should probably find my hotkeys real quick. Not that one. And go through the track. So we have the long Silverstone circuit. It's about three and a half miles long. We have 2 DRS zones with 2 detection points, and we have 18 corners with 8. Should have recorded this before. 8 to the right and 10 to the left. And yeah, that is our track today. And now, as we go into qualifying, we have a wet qualifying.
It is wet qualifying for Silverstone. Oof. As we know, the British weather can be very unpredictable.
I've clicked the wrong scene. Just bear with me. It's that one we want.
But yeah, it is wet qualifying, which we know that in England is very known for being wet.
No audio from Fake. Oh well, this is a great start.
This is a good start. Yeah, that's great.
Can we still not hear Fake?
And can you hear me? Let me just check stream. No, I'm on stream.
You're on? Okay. Brilliant. So we will continue, and now as we've had 1 minute in qualifying, I think I saw a couple of people exit the pit lane. Just wait for confirmation of that.
Yeah, that's people coming out. I see people. I see Red Bull. I see a Ferrari. I think that's Alonso Thunder. I see a Red Bull. I see a Mercedes. I see all types of cars. And of course, we are in England, and England is known for being very wet. So, of course, we get a rainy qualifying here today for the British Grand Prix. We still don't know if the race will be wet or not, but that's going to come around when we get to race.
Indeed. So now, as we see, we've got our first cars going through Luffield now, about halfway through the lap, as they head on their out lap to start their main lap. Of course, being on intermediates, cars will be a hell of a lot more slippy than they normally are. And I've paused the game by accident. This is going really well.
I just went on board with Perryland for a moment, and he is slipping and sliding very much out there on track right now.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially for Maggots and Beckett's here.
That is a Alonso Thunder who is quick possession. Some technical issues on his side maybe, since he is on EA, the only driver in here from EA that's playing on EA, which is making difficulties with connection and such.
Indeed, we will hope Alonso Thunder can make it back into the session. Yep. So, who's first out on track? I think it's Perryland's the first one out, so we'll start the flying lap. Here with Perryland. I don't think I'll ask you to do a lap walkthrough now, it's a bit late on the lap there, but we'll see Perryland go around and do the first flying lap of the session. Looks like we've got some yellow flags in Sector 3 right now.
Oh, that's a pickle wreck. Yeah, that was pickle wreck just slowing down for the Alpha. The Alpha of Corny to be further ahead on track, so he wouldn't be slowed down by Corny if he was faster.
Let's go on board with Perryland right now.
So, of course, Perryland makes the way to the first sector, and of course that will be purple since he was the first one to exit it. Actually, Farmers didn't beat Perryland Sector 1 time, so right now Perryland is purple. What about Corny? Will he beat it? Well, Corny beats it and goes purple in Sector 1. Oh, and Picklewick goes invalidated his first thing.
Perryland sliding all over the place. Really struggling to get that car under control. Obviously a very wet lap. First one out, the track will have no evolution at all yet. And other drivers will probably be looking at Perryland right now and wondering how good of a lap they can set. Like we may get a bit of dry at the end of the session.
I mean, looking at the weather right now, I don't think it's going to be dry, but the weather is always unpredictable, so you can never say if it's going to be dry towards the end of said, a purple sector 2 as well. So it seems that now he has 2 purple sectors, unless someone has beat a sector 1 time.
And now Perryland comes through Vale, I think it is. Goes through Club and final corner. Sets a 1:39.1 the first lap of the session.
But I think Corny is on to beat it. Wilson actually beats it with 1:38.7. That's good. But can Corny beat it now across the line? And he does beat it with a 1:38.5.
Very
Corny
impressive time.
in the Alfa Romeo.
Immediately,
time.
we developed from a 1:39.1 to a 1:38.5 in the space of just a few seconds there.
Ooh,
Very
that
good.
is the home hero Scrubboard has just put in a purple sector 1. Better than experience sector 1. So Scrub is looking fast right now.
Follow on Misty, who's just started a fly-in lap here, going through turn 2 and 3.
Ooh, he's left the session.
And has left the session. I wonder if that's another technical issue similar to Alonso Thunders that's going on right now. In that case, we'll follow... Is anyone on a flying lap hasn't set a time yet? Daxter, maybe?
Scrub is on a flying lap, very fast lap. He doesn't put in a faster sector 2, it seems, but his sector 1 was really fast. Oh, Dragonball puts on P1 with a 1:38.0. That's 5/10 faster than Corny. Wow.
That is a very good lap. We can see the track already improving.
Daxter thought he could slip in, but he has just slipped into P4.
The
It's
Scrub
1:39.
now coming through the final section of the track, goes around the final corner and sets a 1:38.7.
P3 for Scrublord. So now the Alfa Romeo is looking fast with a 2:3. That is really good from the Alfa Romeo team. Of course, they are in the standings. They are P3 in the standings, behind Ferrari by 1 point, and then behind Red Bull by around 30 points.
Indeed,
28 to be exact.
Red Bull do have a pretty strong lead in the championship so far.
Yeah.
Going to be very hard to dethrone them, especially with Ferrari only having... In fact, Ferrari do have 2 drivers today. My list is completely wrong because things have changed last minute.
Yeah.
But as we can see, it looks like Pickle Rick has come out of the pit lane to set their first lap.
But if you think about that, for Red Bull so far ahead in the championship, they are not so far ahead in the qualifying right now, with Wilson being P4 and his teammate Chandra down in P8.
Indeed, so far not the greatest show for Red Bull in qualifying here. It looks like...
If you think about Alfa Romeo,
coming around to finish a lap that's 6/10 up in the second sector, but only manages to get 7th for 1:39.5. Wonder if he lost a lot of time in the third sector there.
but if you think about it, Alfa is P3 right now, but they are looking way faster than Red Bull at the moment. They are... Oh, that's Heinald, and he's crashed. He's out. Heinald is out of the qualifying. He looks like he crashed coming out of turn 2 into Village. And that just shows how slippery this track is. Even the smallest mistake can cause a DNF for a driver. So yeah, that is kind of out. He put it in... Oh, Racing Mouse goes P2. There's the Ferrari pace.
There's a Ferrari pace that we're expecting from second in the championship so far. And indeed, it looks like... a couple of people are still on the outlap right now. We're going to follow on, of course, Perryland in a moment.
That Racing teammate, Alonso Thunder, who is a reserve for this race, has had some technical difficulties and is not here, which is not so good because Ferrari wants to protect their chances for getting the championship.
And Mercedes and Misty also have very similar issues by the looks of it. So, as we see, Perryland coming near the end of his outlap. Would you like to do a lap walkthrough on board Perryland?
I can do so, yeah. So Perryland right now being P7. On his outlap, getting ready to do a top lap here today. Around the Silverstone circuit, of course, it has a lot of cool corners, a lot of very famous corners, which I will talk about during the lap he is about to do. Silverstone, of course, was once the first track that hosted a Formula 1 race, which has been here since, on the calendar, since 1950 or something. I'm not really sure. But Paraland, oh,
The
Scrub.
scrub sets a 1:37.9 going on pole, and Periland goes past the start finish straight. I'll let you finish your lap walkthrough.
Well, Paraland coming into turn 1 now. Almost in the dry, it's flat out. In the wet, it's not so flat out. Coming into turn 2 and now into turn 3, also known as Village. You need to slow down a lot and turn tight, and then for the 4th corner here, you need to rake around the middle of the track, because you need to turn, oh, and that's a nasty snap from Paraland, that's not good. And then coming on to the Wellington straight, you just need to get, oh, when he's back out,
Periland has backed out of the lap right there. That is the wrong button. Sorry, everyone.
I can still go through the lap with this. No.
Yeah, we will go on board. Oh, it looks like Misty has made it back.
Yeah, he's starting out back, so Misty should be back now. I don't know with technical difficulties due to Alonso Thunder being, of course, playing from EA, how that's supposed to work out.
Would you like to do another lap walkthrough on what Misty is done?
Yeah, I know he's going straight into the pits.
How about Daxter then? Daxter's still out on track
Yeah,
and out lap.
let's do Daxter then. Hopefully he doesn't spin or go into the pits.
Bacon's more noisy.
Daxter now in the green, Aston Martin with the black halo. Of course, they did this due to the cars waiting too much and to take off some of the weight. They removed some of the paint and made it all carbon instead. But yeah, Daxter now coming into the last 2 corners. Very, very slow corners. You want to take them as tight as you can. But starting your lap, you want the best run from the second last corner, actually, because this last corner is flat out. But yeah, as I said, into turn 1, it's almost flat out of the wet, but you just need to hit the brake and maybe go a gear down. And then into Village here, you just need to brake as much as you can, take the tight line. But then instead of going for the apex, you need to go to the middle of the track, because then you will get to the apex quicker and get the more speed for the straight, which is also known as the Wellington Straight. The Wellington Straight is a very famous straight in the racing world, since it has hosted many races, and there's been a lot of camera footage here. And then we go down into Brooklands, which is a corner you can overtake and have a good battle on, and into left field. You need the best exit here to get the most speed on the way up to Corps. And then it's about just flooring it all the way up into Corps here. Corps in the dry, you need to just go one gear down, and brake a little bit. But here you need, in the wet, you need to brake quite a bit and turn more in that you would in the dry. And then Mackett's and Beckett's, a very, very famous corner because they're very tight, very tricky, and very, very hard for the drivers to drive, especially in the wet. And then onto the Hangar Straight. This is probably where you will see the most overtakes in the race, since the Hangar Straight is the longest straight before an easy overtaking corner, also known as Stowe. And in Stowe, you just need to be on the inside or the outside and try to get as much grip as possible. Coming into these last 2 corners here, where you can dive bomb easily here and overtake, and into the last 2 corners where you just need to get the most exit speed from here as you can onto the straight, and Daxter's rear end is actually sliding out quite a bit. And he's a whole second down on his personal best.
That was a very nice walkthrough. I'm seeing a couple of complaints that you're possibly a bit too quiet. How about now? If we sorted it out, let's turn the engines down a bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
So apologies about that. I don't think you were heard for like half that lap. I do apologise.
Okay, I can scream more for this. But you can see that Wilson, while we've been speaking about the lap, has gone P2, and Corny has gone P3 with his 6-lap-old intermediate. So Corny is just sticking it out on the same tires, because he feels like he doesn't need to use new tires. He can just go on the old.
In fact, it looks like Wilton's going for another lap here after having a cool-down lap. So we'll see how that goes for Wilton, being on 2-lap-old intermediates now. And of course, Corny on those 6-lap-old intermediates, but has backed off and will likely be pitted at the end of this lap.
Wilton, I don't think he's going for another lap, because he missed turn 1 by quite a lot, and he is going quite high gears compared to what he should be.
Unfortunately.
But he could be, actually. I don't know.
We'll see if Wilton can improve, if that is a continuation.
Oh, he
of
is
that.
700s away from his personal best. Not bad.
Not bad, obviously. Running the older tyres, even the intermediates that don't degrade that much, will lose performance very quickly under qualifying lap.
It seems
positions.
that Daxter, he's up on his lap time. Sorry for interrupting, but Daxter, yeah, comes across the line and he beats it by 300s. That's not a
300s.
lot, but
Unfortunately not enough to improve his position, but indeed now get a 39 flat. Still got Scrub on pole here of that 1:37.9. I wonder if there's enough time for Scrub, Perryland, Tundra, and I don't know if Alonso Thunder ever rejoined. I don't think Dragon Law set a 1:37.6.
wow, that is
3/10
a
faster
fast
than
lap.
Scrub's previous pole
So
time.
right now it's a British 1, 2, and 3 for the British Grand Prix, which of course will be very... Oh wait, no, actually Wilson's not from England. He is from Northern Ireland, which in theory can be counted as, you know, being British, but I will just for now say that he is Northern Irish. So it is a 1-2 for Britain in the British Grand Prix.
Indeed, and looks like
Misty coming across the line now with 138.9. No, it wasn't validated. I think he invalidated in the last corner.
on a good personal best lap, half a second up on previous lap. Comes around the final few corners now, entering the final section of the track, very slow through here. And then exits through to Club on across the start-finish straight and gets a 1:38.3, improving up to 6th.
That was almost a second improvement from Fowles. That's really good if you can improve by a second there. It does seem like the rain has gone away quite a little bit. And of course, since they've done quite a few laps, the racing line has gotten more grip. But yeah, a second improvement is still really good.
Racing Mouse 1/10 off their personal best, stays in 5th with a 1:38.1. It looks like we get to a slower part of qualifying now, even though it's the end. Everyone has just started their hot laps.
And that's a yellow flag.
Spun.
And that's a... Oh, he was on a flying lap as well, I think, since he didn't pit.
Very unfortunate there. Qualifying likely over, that's still a very strong time to have for P1 there.
I think he wouldn't have... He would probably have pitted if he didn't... I don't know actually. Oh, he's completely stopped on track. Oh, so that the other
bar looks of it.
Yeah.
Cordy did while all that happened. I'm pretty sure set that 1:37.8. I'm not sure if that happened before.
So he's gotten ahead of his teammate.
Looks like Scrub's coming around on a flying lap right now. Coming around the final bend. Comes across the finish line and sets a 1:37.9, which is
that's
about the same
around
as what he had already.
500s faster than his PB. As I can see. I don't know, this lap will not improve, I don't think, because... Yeah, that's qualifying over Scrub Lord, and I think Corny as well, since he was stopped in the end of turn 1. So, that is Corny and Scrub and Dragon. That's top 3 is done with qualifying. My question now is, will Wilton, no pun intended, make another lap, because he is just exited Nuggets and Beckett's and there's yellow flag, so I can't see how much time there's left. But
Wilton is on a out lap by the looks of it right now.
No, he didn't make it. He didn't make the line.
Flag
he
has just gone out, and that's the end.
That's the checkered flag. So Wilton, Daxter, and Alonso Thunder, they didn't make the line. Alonso, of course, having that connection issue, which has put him completely out of qualifying from the start of the race. Very unfortunate. Or start of qualifying. And Pickle Rick has gone straight, so he's out of qualifying. Misty is on a flying lap. Chandra seems to be on a flying lap as well. But no, that's not a no, it's not a flying lap. He's messed up. So Chandra's out, Dax is out, Pearland is on a flyer.
Scrub is also on a flyer and 1/10 up as well. So we're going to watch Scrub come around the final section of the track now. I wonder if we can find any more time in Sector 3. Track does look like it's looking very slightly faster now. Comes in the final few seconds of qualifying here. Comes around the final bend, and that will be...
This could be a good time.
A 1:37.7.
Oh, he beat his teammate. That's good. But Racing Mouse, I think he was up by 300s or something at the end of Sector 1. So, I think this could be good for Racing Mouse if he is still up. Let me just check. Oh yeah, he's a 10th up, Racing Mouse, on his personal best. But, yeah, that could actually, if he could gain a little bit more time, that could put him P4 at Wilson, who didn't make the flag. He didn't make the flag, you know. Oh, and Peryland goes P3.
Peryland P3, that's a very impressive lap to suddenly come out of nowhere. A 1:37.8. It looks like we've just got the final few coming around the corner now. Racing Mouse coming around the final bend. It's a very good looking lap, actually.
Oh, but he messes up this
about 1/10 off previous best. And I think that is everyone now finishing qualifying. So your grid's going to look like this. We're going to have Dragon Lol in first on pole, Scrub in second, Peryland third, Corny fourth, Wilton fifth, Racing Mouse sixth, Forwaz seventh, Misty eighth, Daxter 9th, Hynut 10th, Tundra 11th, and Alonso Thunder and Pickle Rick taken out the back with no lap times set. How do you feel about that grid?
I think this is Dragon Lolly's first whole position. And
Scrub has just received a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking.
Oh, that is... no, that was his AI. His AI has gotten him a 5-place grid penalty.
That is
bullshit. If he is gonna start 5 places down, I hope that they reset the lobby instead.
We're gonna have riots in the comms box here if Scrub has to serve that 5-place grid penalty. Unfortunately, I'm unable to open Discord to have a look at what is happening, as it does pause my game.
I will look.
I'll have the co-commentator Fake here have a quick look. But yeah, this is our grid once again at Dragon Lolly, Scrub, Peryland, Corny, Wilton, Racing Mouse, Forwaz, Misty, Daxter, Hynut, Tundra, Alonso Thunder, and Pickle Rick rounding out the back. So yeah.
So no news yet on what is happening. I can just check the stream chat. There is nothing. I have no news on what is going on, but this is not promising. I am actually, if he's been fucked by the game, sorry for my language, I am gonna be quite mad because Scrub has put so much effort into being where he is on the grid right now. He has raced his heart out this past few times, and yeah, that is quite BS.
Indeed, and it looks like we've got an overcast race. I do not see any immediate rain. We'll be starting in about 20 seconds.
So, news, they will not restart the lobby just because Scrub got that penalty. He seems chill, but it's still annoying to do 5 positions.
And we come to now 5 laps till the start of the race. We will not have Scrub in second. Scrub will be starting 7th on this grid. And now, as we come to the start now, we see 5 red lights starting to go out. We've got 3, we've got 4, we've got 5. 5 red lights, and away we go. It's an interesting start for everyone. Everyone is on the slick tyres here. It looks like a Williams of Dragon Lolly has got a really good start going into turn 1.
Scrub, with an amazing start, he's gone to P4. And now...
Corny getting
Wait, no, Scrub goes into the back of Wilson.
Oh my god.
Massive crash. Oh, and everybody's DN. Oh my god.
We have an absolutely massive crash here.
From what I could see there, Scrub, he rear-ended Wilson, and then Racing Mouse got rear-ended, and then because they got rear-ended, they started spinning, and everyone just couldn't slow enough down, so everybody crashed into each other, and that is a lot of front-wing loss, and that is DNF for Scrub and DNF for Tundra. Of course, Alpha is P3 in the championship, and Tundra for the Red Bull is P2 in the championship with the constructors.
Indeed, that's a very unfortunate incident for Scrub. Starting down is 7th. I wonder if that contributed to the crash there. As I think we're going to go to a quick replay of that. There, you can see it, the replay in the picture-in-picture. In fact, I'll do you one better. We'll have that one. We've got the live screen still in the picture-in-picture. As we see at the start, we've got a really nice clean right off the grid. And I'm going to turn 1 even, still clean. It's then turn 2 and 3 that cause a lot of problems. Looks like we had an Aston spinning all over the road, as well as multiple Alpines and Ferrari. We just had everyone all over the road there. As we come back to...
Oh, and that's a pit stop for Misty. Misty into the pits.
Misty is it a pits? Likely front wing damage from previous incident.
And that's a 3-second penalty for the P1 guy for track limits, it seems. Interesting.
We'll now ride on board second as Corny hunts down Dragon Lolly for the win of this, for the lead of this race. I shouldn't say win this early on in the race. Do you think we could be getting rain later in this race?
From the clouds, it could seem like we could get getting rain. You know, the clouds, you can never trust the clouds, but you can also never trust the game. And so far, there has been at least given 10 warnings I can see, and yeah, most of them was given to Dragon Lolly in P1 for exceeding track limits. Right now, Corny is on 1 limit warning in P2, so not bad, but from what I saw there in the start, it seemed like Scrub, he got an amazing start up into P4 after turn 1, but then he just missed the braking point and rear-ended Wilson, which caused him to spin out. And then because we had that massive crash after effect, oh, hold on, here comes Corny. Will he go
coming down the main straight and looking maybe into Stone? No, stays
No.
behind, stays safe, nice and behind, make sure not to damage the car at all. It looks like Racing Mouse also had a look at Wilton into Stowe as well. So very good overtaking.
So did Hynut, who overtook Perlin into Stowe.
Unfortunately, didn't catch that on camera. But that's a Mercedes going. That's 4 wires going into the pit lane.
Oh, another Mercedes. Mercedes have been absolutely ruined this race. I don't know what happened.
I'm unsure. Maybe not liking those hards in the current conditions. Look at it. I don't see any physical front wing damage. But we're going to follow along with Corny again, as Corny does go for the hunt of Dragon Lolly for the lead of this race. Of course, Dragon Lolly having a 3-second penalty to have to contend with, likely served that at pit stop. And obviously, I didn't even know if the DRS got activated. Has the DRS, looks around the outside, does not get the overtake done. Very good positioning from Dragon Lolly. It looks like Racing Mouse and Wilton are having a battle. Wilton going around the outside trying to defend. Goes into Luffield, and Racing Mouse very clearly has an advantage on those medium tyres.
Yeah, but if you look at Corny now, he is looking for it into Cops maybe. Off the track and...
Oh, the crash!
P1 and P2 have crashed together!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! What has happened? What has happened? There comes a Ferrari and a Red Bull and a...
What?
I think the lobby has crashed.
We've had the entire grid go off. This is definitely going to be a restart.
The lobby's definitely crashed. Yeah, and
everyone is now retiring and logging out of the session.
Oh my god, I got so scared there. Jesus Christ, what has happened?
Safety car is out, but this race will be, I assume, restarted because I have some confirmation.
Yeah, they're restarting. When everybody crashes like that, it's a restart.
I see. So we will be restarting this race after 3 laps, and I will try and find my technical difficulties screen. No, that one. We will sit on technical difficulties for a while. Of course, we will still try and talk while this is happening, while the restart is being attempted. That is very unfortunate what just happened. As we can see, everyone just crashed. I have many pings going on now. I assume I'll be rejoining Scrub.
Yeah, oh my god, that was wow.
I'm getting a podium animation, which is
yeah, you should leave the lobby.
I can't leave this. It's not giving me a option to do that.
Where is Scrub? I have too many friends here. Only time I'll say that in my life.
So that's a very unfortunate accident. I believe EA servers being EA servers.
No, I don't think that was EA. I think that was a classic DRC restart.
I see.
Because I remember they used to do that back when I was racing.
I hope someone had the grid saved somewhere.
Yeah, okay, that was definitely a restart. The way that the Red Bull and Ferrari and everybody just crashed into, that was definitely a restart moment.
My game is having a couple of issues right now while I try and rejoin the new lobby.
Who was hosting it?
I assume Scrub will continue hosting it.
I think it might actually be Corny. Yeah, it's Corny. Join on Corny.
Corny. I'm already in the lobby. It's just they've just remade the exact same lobby.
Oh, okay. Okay then.
So we will have a full restart here. So, what did you think
No,
of the first few laps of racing? Although they mean absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of anything anymore.
honestly, actually, I don't think this is the lobby. Everybody seems to be leaving. But honestly, for the first lap, the turn one seemed really clean. It's not usually that clean. So that seemed. Oh no, John Scrub. I think he's in the lobby.
Rejoin on scrub. Okay.
Yeah. So honestly, yeah, it's Scrub. So honestly, feel like into turn one, it all looked really, really promising, and you could see that Scrub had a massive start, and he was just from P7 getting that penalty to get right back up into P4, and then just it looked so good, and then he went into the back rear end of Wilton, which then spun him out, and he had to wait, and then another incident happened where he got taken out there. From that incident, he wasn't out of the race, but that ended his race. The other incident that happened and ended around 4 or 5 other guys' races as well. So
Yeah, that was
I think that might have been the reason they decided to restart, to give a more entertaining race with more drivers than
I'm
to
not
have 8 drivers.
That looked very like there's no way everyone went off there at the exact same time, is there?
Yeah. Oh, you should have been there when we restarted almost every race. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I was confused as well. But then I put together what had actually happened, and it seems that it was a classic DRC restart.
I see.
And I think it might also have been because that remember what's his name, the fucking Alonso Thunder. He had issues as well. So I think this might be to fix the issues that everybody had, and to just get a clean start, and to everybody just to understand, don't fuck up turn 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5. And just, if you have an opportunity, you don't need to go for it, but if you think you can make it clean, go for it. Like, just a reality check to tell everyone, this is what happens if you don't go clean.
Indeed. We'll be restarting in the next few minutes here.
And now Alonso Fonda's in, so yeah, the restart also did help. Alonso Fonda, of course, being on the EA servers, or playing the game from EA, which is not great, because then you need to have crossplay on, and then everything will get quite laggy and such. So I think, let me just check the grid, if they've done the custom grid. I don't know if I can check that. Is it in there? No, it's not. Wait, what the fuck do they could do the custom grid? They do it in there.
I do.
And I cannot see the grids.
Looks like we are ready and up. We'll be starting in about 20 seconds here. Go straight to a race. No more qualifying. Qualifying has been decided already.
So, of course, the last race when Scrap got the grid penalty, Williams were 1-2. They had a front row, and they're P5 in the constructors, but that front row was nice. But now they will be starting P1 and P3. Of course, since that's why they qualified in qualifying, and Alfa Romeo in P3 in the constructors will qualify for P2 and P4.
Indeed, and now we go back to the live scene. As you can see, we are now loading back into the Silverstone, the British Grand Prix at the Silverstone circuit. In fact, I'm going to throw on the track map again for you. As you can see, very long circuit with quite a bit of elevation change, multiple DRS zones, and obviously 18 corners of 8 to the right and 10 to the left, I do believe, or I got that the wrong way around. Yeah, that is the Silverstone circuit. Now just waiting on a couple more people to load in, and then we'll have 5 red lights again. Another turn 1, hopefully, with less incidents than we just had.
And let's hope that turn 2 and turn 3 and the turns afterwards also won't have many incidents. Because those seem to be ruining races, and we don't want races ruined. We want entertaining races, but we want races that also, where we have people racing, and that makes a good race, instead of just crashes happening on lap 1 and then the race being totally boring after, so that you guys will be bored out of your ass watching it.
And we'll be bored as well, commentator. And we are starting now. We'll be seeing the grid lined up momentarily. Just waiting for a couple more people to finish loading here.
And this is completely dry. I don't think we'll be seeing rain.
No, looks very bright, very dry.
Blue sky.
couple of clouds, but they're not going to rain. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's sunny, so
dry race, very standard strategy. People will likely change their setups in regard to the restart and the new conditions, which means we could see different people having different race paces to what we would have had the original race gone forward. But yeah, we're just waiting on someone to load here. I'm not sure who. Looks like we've got another 30-second countdown. So.
I think that was just people doing their setups and such, and not waiting for someone, because yeah, now we're just looking at the pit lane, waiting for the race to start. Around 10 seconds until we are ready to go racing, and you will take the wheel now, my friend.
Thank you very much, Fake. Yeah, as we now go 5 seconds till we see the grid, for real this time, hopefully. Who knows? It's
most likely.
And here we have everyone lined up here, 5 red lights, and that's held for a long time, and away they go. It looks like a good start right at the front of the grid for Dragon Lolly. Looks like a decent start for Scrub as well. Right, oh, we've got a crash on the grid. That is Misty. Misty has crashed on the grid. Looks like we've got a clean turn 2 and 3 coming out though. No issues right now. I don't see any more crashes. Misty has crashed. Misty is still going, however. Looks like 4Waz getting around Wilton there. Save a quick replay of that so we can watch that again later. It looks like we've got a battle here going on right behind Wilton. Daxter also looking right up, looking to go around the outside of 4Waz. Does not get the opportunity. And now got to defend from Tundra, going into Luffield. Luffield, very dangerous place. Looks up the inside, and no. Tundra not able to. And it looks like Wilton and 4Waz going right at it. Going down the national pit straight. Looks like it could be an overtaking opportunity for 4Waz going into Cops. They're going to Cops. 4Waz backs off. Very sensible move going into
Wilson
Cops.
keeps it. Wilson keeps it on the outside, keeps it brave, keeps it stick. But if you look up in the front, it seems that Williams is running away with it. Or at least Dragon Lawless. He is in P1 with a second to his teammate in P2.
And now it's calmed down a bit. I know we've still got some overtaking. We're going to watch a quick replay of what just happened on that start there.
Oh, Fawas overtaking Wilson. Oh, that's a front wing. I see a front wing. That's in Aston Martin. That's Daxter.
Daxter has
together
crashed.
With Racing Mouse. Racing Mouse and Daxter have crashed together, it seems. Yeah. Racing Mouse and Daxter. Daxter has lost his end plate.
Looks like they're going into Abbey side by side. Daxter goes off. Daxter definitely has front wing damage. Racing Mouse takes the position. Alonso Thunder takes the position. And Daxter will now be sat down in 12th with front wing with a missing end plate on the left side of his car. And that is likely going to have to be a pit at the end of this lap. Looks like Misty is in the pit after the crash on the grid right at the start. And we've still got Dragon Law now has a second to Perryland. That's going to be really good when DRS activates at the end of this lap.
Looks the Red Bulls are getting really close.
Tony and Scrub also getting very close here. Alfa Romeo's going to be going into a battle very soon. Tundra right behind teammate Wilson. And then we've also got Alonso Thunder right behind teammate Racing Mouse over at Ferrari. That is Tundra going really off. Slight issue there. I'm going to, I think, show you a replay of the start again in the little picture so you can still see the live feed because obviously there's a lot going on. As you can see, Misty just completely lost it on the grid, almost took someone else out. Completely lost the front wing, and now Misty is at the back. We'll be hoping for a safety car later in this race. Looks like we've got a Misty has spun.
Again.
Misty really having a hard time with the car today. Very unfortunate for his race so far. So far, we have Alonso Thunder looking at potentially overtaking teammate Racing Mouse, and Tundra also looking at the back of his teammate Wilton. We've got Daxter getting a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Very unfortunate penalty, especially being at the back already.
DRS is enabled now as well.
And DRS is enabled, so we're going to see that going into Wellington straight here. Let's see if Scrub or Corny can make any use of that, attacking it nearer the front.
Oh, Pickle Rick's off. He's off. He is back onto the circuit. He just had a quick visit to the grass, and he is back on track. And it seems that the Red Bulls also have switched place, with Wilson now being P7 and Tundra P6. No big battle, just a switch of place. I think going on to the hangar straight, I think Scrub might be looking on to make a move.
I
Because he is...
could definitely see that. Pereland now within DRS of his teammate of Dragon Lolly over at Williams, I'm pretty sure.
Do you think that maybe has spent some team orders there to push Dragon Lolly back and give him DRS?
It does seem a lot that way. Just dragging Pereland along, trying to keep the Alfa Romeos at bay as long as possible. Also, Tundra did get ahead of Wilton. Also, possibly team orders. Wilton is on the hard and obviously slower tyre. Daxter did something interesting on the softs at the back with that 5-second penalty. And Scrub didn't find anything going down Hangar straight into looking at Pereland. But obviously, many laps to go, many straights to go.
I think it helped that Dragon Lol slowed down for Pereland so he could get DRS, but it hasn't helped that much because Scrub he is really getting close to Pereland, I feel like.
I was just playing the start replay for an entire lap there. I do apologise about that. Luckily it was in the picture-in-picture, so it's not too intrusive. But yeah, Scrub will be looking down Wellington straight here with the DRS to get a chance past Pereland. We hope it's drag Corny along with him. Obviously, it's now become a DRS train. There are 5 cars there, all with DRS active, and no one finds anything.
The classic Silverstone DRS train. Everybody knows it, everybody hates it, but this is just how this track has been built, and it seems that most races you will get a DRS train around here, and you know, sometimes it is just that way, and you can't do anything against it. But the people that are having a battle are having a real battle, as you can see with Heiner closing in on.
Went really wide going around the corner there. Wilton has received.
Heiner spun. Coming out of corpse, Heiner he beached it on the curb while going.
Oh my god,
fast.
the Ferrari narrowly missing, colliding with Heinut there. Very unfortunate spin for Heinut. Now moves it down to 11th with tyres likely degraded. Looks like Scrub almost went for it into Stowe on Pereland. Pereland really being dragged along by his teammate Dragon Lolly right now. All of them on 3-lap old mediums. Scrub really getting agitated, stuck behind this the back of Pereland, just to stare at it for the last 3 laps non-stop.
Oh, he is getting.
Just go for it. Could potentially go for it into Abbey. Does not go for it. Will likely wait for the Wellington straight now. Scrub gets a 3-second penalty while on this attack.
Scrub is getting closer and closer. Every lap he is looking at this rear ring as he wants to get ahead of it. Scrub now, if he can get a good exit here, this could be an overtaking opportunity. He turns on the ERS, he gets into the slipstream, opens the DRS. Now Scrublord is closing in, but so is Pereland on his teammate. Scrub decides to back out, but Pereland on his teammate, it almost collides with him the close that he gets.
It feels almost like Pereland's teammate is slowing Pereland down a bit here, and Scrub's just keeping real on the back of Pereland here, just staring at his rear wing. Dirty Air will not be helping anyone's tyres in this situation either. Pereland really being dragged, or Dragon Lol potentially needed to be moved aside. Scrub just keeps looking, going to Maggots and Beckett's only 3 attempts behind. In fact, there's less than a second between the top 4 right now. Very interesting race. Could see an accident. This could be an accident waiting to happen.
You could almost say that Pereland is being dragon alone.
Okay, sure.
Cut that out.
Oh, Scrub goes for it down the inside, touches the back wheel, no damage to either vehicle.
Oh, can he go for it into Club Corner here? Oh, he can't.
Scrub's going to stay behind to make sure not to gain any damage on the front wing of that car. Lose the front wing around here is deadly.
He is almost kissing the rear end there of Pereland. He is just so close, being within the 2/10 these past 2 laps. Scrub, he really is tired of looking at this Williams rear wing. He wants to get ahead.
He looks down the inside, doesn't get it, too far back. Brilliant position from Pereland. We'll go around, hope for DRS and ERS advantage onto the Wellington straight. Goes onto the Wellington straight. Not as great of exit as Pereland got, but is gaining, draining that top battery all the way. Has DRS active.
Oh, he is faster. The overlap, down the inside.
Down the inside. Pereland gets squeezed to the outside, but now Scrub's going to have to go around the outside of Luffield. Switches back onto the inside of Luffield. Pereland gets a wobble.
That's Corny as well.
Scrub and Corny go past.
And that's Pereland with a massive mistake, losing the rear end, and that has put both Alphas ahead of the Williams, and that is massive for the championship because Red Bull, they're in P6 and P7, and Ferrari, they're P8 and P9. So right now, they're looking good. And maybe they might get some team orders in here because Corny is looking faster than Scrub. And Scrub, of course, has the penalty. So Corny might be going for it here. And yeah, Scrub is lifting off throttle, it seems. No, he's not, but DRS. And
Corny
that is Corny
does
into
go
P2.
through.
And
Very
Red Bull
interesting.
switch
In fact,
position
I'm
as
going to
well.
show you a replay now of that overtake that Scrub did on Periland. As you can see, it gets a massive advantage both to ERS and DRS. Tries to go down the inside, doesn't quite see the opportunity to do it with Dragon Lolly with a good position. Switches back into Luffield to take in the inside line. Periland gets a wiggle, and Scrub and Corny both go through after that incident.
Yeah, that was some of battle.
Looks like
And some of a mistake.
Forward's now looking at Periland. Periland having a dreadful race right now. Scrub is looking back at Corny here. To keep him really close, about 3/10 gap between them. Maybe
Yeah, I'm
just staying behind. We'll just look to get carried along with the DRS. Obviously, Scrub will have the advantage now of Corny not having DRS. A Dragon Lolly building a 1.5 second gap. Forwaz staying right behind Periland as well, about 3 to 4 tenths the entire time. Goes through Cops nice and smooth, barely lifts. Goes to Maggots and Beckett's, now dropped to 6 tenths behind. Scrub, of course, staying right on top of Corny there. Stayed together, playing a team game. Is that Pickle Rick looking at the back of Alonso Thunder, having a stronger tyres of those mediums that are only 6 laps old. Potentially going to see an overtake for 9th here in the next few laps.
So if the race ends like this, Alfa Romeo will overtake Ferrari with a lot and be 9 points behind Red Bull in the championship.
Indeed, and once again we're going to have a quick look at how the Alfa Romeos ended up in that position. In fact, is that Misty off again? Misty did go off again. I see rain. I'm seeing drizzle.
Are we seeing? Oh, we're seeing rain. That's rain.
We are seeing rain in this race. This is going to mix things up a lot.
We said in the start that we wouldn't believe that there would be rain in this race. Look at us now. We are looking like the biggest idiots ever.
Indeed. Unfortunately, we don't have access to a weather forecast.
Misty now letting Dragon Lolly go by on the outside here. I don't know if that's helped or slowed down Scrub and Corny. But I think
a Pickle Rick looking down the inside of Brooklands. It's going to go round through to Luffield. Cannot find the gap and takes it a bit wide through Luffield. Unfortunate there. Probably to go for another overtaking move later in the lap. Two Alfa Romeos now continuing to follow the Williams of Dragon Lolly through Maggots and Beckett's. And who do you think will see dive into the pit lane first here?
I don't think we'll see anybody this lap. Maybe a guy like Daxter, because that's towards the end of the lap. Because the way that the rain came in, that looks so fast. And yeah, that's DRS.
The DRS is now disabled. The track is classified.
That is Lolly and Corny coming into the pits.
Scrub does stay out. Scrub will take the lead of this race.
And Corny gets a speeding penalty. Oh, that's bullshit. I'm sorry, but that is a bullshit penalty.
We're seeing many people pit. We're seeing Dragon Lolly, Corny, Periland, Forwaz, Tundra and Misty all entering the pit lane here, all likely for intermediate tyres. We're also seeing Alonso Thunder entering the pit lane as well, double stacking at Ferrari.
Scrub seems to have no grip out there. He is sliding quite a bit, and he has to wait so much to get on throttle. He is not really. Oh, that's a big slide by Scrub there. It's not looking good by Scrub for Scrub. I think he should probably would have been better to double stack with Corny actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, really struggling through Brooklands there. There is absolutely no grip left on the track. This rain has come out absolutely nowhere. Really heavy on the track. Intermediates, right call on immediately by all of the drivers there.
Yeah, and Pickle Rick, he also is just drifting out there. So is Wilson. He is 1.6 seconds down in his personal best.
So Dragon Lolly, I believe, now has provisional lead of this race if Scrub and Wilson can't get around the circuit quickly enough, because this track is getting very wet very quickly. It's going to look... Yeah. It's not looking good for anyone who's still driving on those slick tyres. That's what we said in qualifying, wasn't it? Here in England, everything can change in an instant, you know? 1 second there's rain, and 1 second it's dry, and 1 second there's just... It's havoc falling down from the skies, you know? It's very tricky. With the and that's Wilson. Wilson is spun coming out of Maggots and Beckett's. Those hard tyres, absolutely no match for the absolute extreme cold the rain
Yeah,
brings. Wilson's being caught up by the intermediate runners very quickly here. Very unfortunate for those three drivers. Decide to stay out with slicks after the first lap. Scrub enters the pit lane. Wilson will likely enter right behind. Pickle Rick being overtaken by everyone right now, not able to find any grip on that car.
Yeah, but it's also very, very sad for Pickle Rick. He was, of course, that far behind the race, and his teammate was ahead, and his teammate got the better strategy from Alpine. And that's how racing works. It's sad, but it is what it is.
So we see Scrub and Wilton switching to the intermediates now to try and find some grip on the circuit, but obviously the people who are on the intermediates going to have such an advantage here, already having warmed up tyres and not having been sliding around.
Will Scrub even come out P3? I don't think Scrub will come out P3 even.
Scrub is going to exit P3, but it's going to be really close.
Oh, it's going to be close. Fowles will have a good speed on him. And Scrub, of course, needs to warm up his tyres.
And Misty.
And that's Misty.
Oh, retired in the pit lane. Very unfortunate, but a very, very unfortunate race for Misty there.
Spinning on the line. Usually doesn't help. I'm getting
Paraland gets a 3-second penalty for track limits.
That's not great.
Has Tundra right behind, who will benefit from that should this stay till the end of the race, which I wouldn't be surprised at, as these intermediates can last a long time. Looks like something happened. It looks like we've got some battling going on for 9th and 10th here. Alonso Thunder getting past Heinat. Heinat right behind. Obviously no DRS anymore, as the track has been declared wet by the FIA. We'll see here. Looks like Alonso Thunder does have the advantage here. But Heinat... Sorry, Pickle Rick coming back. Sorry, it was Pickle Rick, not Heinat. Yeah, goes into left field. Not able to find a grip to make the overtake happen.
So, our driver, Dragon Lolly P1 right now, he has 2 warnings. And when you get 3, you get a 3-second penalty. So, he could be close to getting that penalty. And if he does, the game is on once again for Corny and for Scrub.
I'm going to follow this battle right at the back for the last points paying position of this race. Looks like I go through Maggots and Beckett's. Pickle Rick gets a 3-second penalty after cutting one of the corners there in the chicanes. A very unfortunate incident.
Oi! Massive rear end slide there from Pickle Rick. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't, unfortunately. I switched to the front of the grid. Looking at Tundra, able to keep about a 1-second gap to Perryland. Very consistent. Looking to maybe get an overtake later in the race. Pickle Rick's chances of overtaking now have reduced significantly since apparently losing the back end. Very unfortunate. And now, as we have rain, we are going to see the grid separate out a little bit, which means a bit less overtaking, but we obviously can see mistakes from anyone at any time.
Yeah, so right now, Tundra, he is closing up onto Paraland. It seems that Tundra is quicker in the wet than Paraland is. Of course, Paraland being very, very quick in the dry. But it seems that Paraland, he wasn't ready for the wet. And his driving isn't really converting into the intermediate racing, and that's Heinat with a 3-second time penalty.
I think a lot of drivers are really struggling finding the track limits right now, especially with the wet tyres. Their setups will be dry after seeing a dry race at the start of the race. But yeah, Corny looking to be captured on Dragon Lolly a little bit here. Do you reckon Corny has a slightly better, slightly more downforce setup for the rain here?
Corny might have seen at the weather forecast, and he might have thought that maybe the weather would be getting quite worse. And Corny's first real lap, he was 4 tenths faster than Dragon Lolly, so Corny seems to be way quicker in the wet than Dragon Lolly is. Of course, I did a practice session with Corny just 2 days ago, and he was very fast. And that means that Corny also have practiced, which I don't think Dragon Lolly has practiced as much as Corny has practiced the wet.
See, I've seen Dragon Lolly defending so far this race, has put the cars in just the right positions almost every time, had to defend before position, which hasn't been that many times so far, but Corny is staying at about 7 tenths now, which if we're in slick conditions would have the DRS advantage, but obviously as the track is wet, doesn't. But Corny does also have, I believe, that 3-second penalty to contend with, which is really going to...
But with the pace that Corny has right now, I don't think that 3
seconds.
That's
a 5-second penalty for Corny. It's not just 3 seconds.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was the pit thing. Oh, that's a spin for Pickle Rick. I want to say, yeah, it's Pickle Rick. Oh, safety car! Safety car!
We have a safety car.
We've gotten the safety car out. And that will bring the gaps much closer to each other. And that safety car has been caused by Pickerick spinning onto the racing line and leaving his front wing in the last corner, coming onto the start-finish straight.
So as
That is...
we do have a safety car here, so it's very, very interesting. I unfortunately didn't see the instance, so can't get you a replay. But we're going to now have to see Pickerick overtaking a safety car as he's allowed to do so. Pickerick will need to now pit, but this also gives the grid a chance to catch back up, group back up, and we may see some battles right afterwards.
If I were Connie, I would appeal the penalty because they got the penalty. I was on board with him, and he was definitely not speeding. He was even waiting to get on front to go into the pits, and he got the penalty anyways. So, oh, he does pit. He does pit for his penalty. He thinks, you know what? I don't want to appeal this, and I want to just get it over with, lose some positions. I know I'm faster, and let me put on some new tires.
Yeah,
that's what Connie thinks.
Connie will sacrifice second place in this race. You don't lose as much under safety car due to how Silverstone's pit lane is laid out. I don't think anyone else will be pitting here. These intermediates.
He will come out P8, I think. P8 if it's slow. P9, maybe P10 at the lowest. But...
I believe P.
Oh, and that's Racing Mouse in the pits as well. Rick has gotten a drive-through.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
Driving too fast under the safety car. Very unfortunate way to get a penalty there. Dragon Ollie almost overtook the safety car by looking at the map.
I think this is a smart move by all the people in the back to overtake to pit, because you will get fresher tires and you are on the back anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
I don't see this rain subsiding anytime soon, so a fresh set of rubber will help with grip, especially considering these tyres now are probably about 6 laps old. I could check that. 4 laps old at the front. Obviously, half the grid has now switched on to new intermediates.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel this race has gone so far?
So we're actually halfway through this race right now. At this moment, we're on the halfway lap, and a lot of things has happened. It's been very interesting so far, especially with all the penalties and everything, that all the collisions and such. Especially like, if we saw the start, we saw that Misty, he spun on the line, but that was it really. That was the only big incident we saw. And then later we saw the Daxter and Racing Mouse incident, where Daxter of course lost the wing and Racing Mouse was held up so much. But that was it really. That was all you saw.
Yeah, we saw a lot of battling until it started raining. Then the grid just separated out. Yeah, it does become very hard to follow behind, especially with the spray and everything in the wet. So we will see the grid trying to catch back up to the safety car here, so we can restart it. But yeah, I think the Alfa Romeo has been looking very fast, both of them, so far this race. I reckon Scrub might be able to get the jump on Dragon Lolly on the restart here. It's always possible. Also, we're weaving around a lot considering it is wet and safety car is nowhere near restarting just yet. All keeping a good distance, making sure no one loses their front wing unnecessarily here.
From what I have seen, they should definitely be able to go to the end on these tires. I did a whole race on the same inters, and they were 80% when they exploded.
I see. We have some information that the intermediates should be able to go to the end of the race here, which is likely why the front haven't pitted. They didn't want to give up their track position. Obviously, track position very vital. That is Scrub going onto the grass for some reason. Unsure why that just happened.
Probably warming up his tires very aggressively and then losing it maybe. That's what I would assume. Yeah, you can see that Scrub here is sliding a lot. If you go on board with Fawas, he is sliding quite a bit. So that would be my estimation that he is sliding.
Yeah, very cold tyres on the safety car in the wet, keeping them even colder than they would be if they were slicks. Looks like, is that Perilan going very close to the safety car? They have to go very careful of safety car in this game. It can take you out for absolutely no reason. I'm going to replay Scrub going onto the grass here because I'm bored and I can. I think
the safety car is good on many ways, but it's not good for drivers such as Scrublord, Periland, Wilton, Heinard, and Pickerick. If you know what these have together, that they all have a penalty, which they will be bunched up bigger now. So that's not good. That's not good at all.
Scrub's getting very close to Dragon Lolly here, as we just wait for Pickle Rick, Daxter, Alonso Thunder and Hynut to catch up to the back of the grid. I do assume we will get a restart on the next lap round, lap 15 to 16.
If I were Daxter right now, I would pit and get those 5-lap new tires.
I'm not sure if Daxter really wants to give up any track position right now. We'll see if he does that.
He is second last, and the guy ahead of him has a penalty.
He does not enter the pit lane, stays out on track for Alonso Thunder.
That is true. Actually, I don't know. No, wait, they should have. I don't know.
Just waiting for Pickle Rick to now join up on the back of the grid here. We'll do so momentarily. We will be getting a restart at, I assume, at the end of this lap. Now the front wing debris on the start finish straight has been cleared, and the rest of the grid has now formed up behind the safety car. Dragon Lolly will be in charge of the restart here. I've never seen a Dragon Lolly restart. I'm not sure if it's ever happened before, but we'll see.
I mean, he in his whole career he has 1 point so far, and he is P17 in the standings. So seeing him at the front dominating a race is interesting.
Very interesting indeed. Getting very close to that safety car, looking down the inside of it as if trying to overtake it. Scrub also getting very close. Looks like safety car itself is trying to back up the pack here.
I think he's trying to show that the safety car needs to get a move on. He wants to show that I am ready to race. I am ready to go racing. Come on, get moving.
Indeed, safety car obviously got a set speed it's allowed to go at for safety reasons, to make sure no one crashes into each other. Even though these cars going this slow could happen, and that's Scrub getting very close to the back of Dragon Lolly there. Could have easily lost his front wing.
Dragon Lolly off the track there, actually. Was that a warning? I'll just check. No, it probably wasn't, since he hasn't got a penalty. Oh, we actually have a few drivers. What lap? Oh, Pegoric has gotten a warning onto the safety car.
Just waiting for confirmation the safety car will be coming in. We'll get that as we enter the third sector line right about now.
Yeah,
safety car will come in this lap. Dragon Lolly will now start backing the pack up for his decided restart. Scrub will be really looking to get a jump here. In fact, 4 hours behind as well. Always looking for podium positions for this race. Scrub has...
Carry
on.
We gotta remember that Connie down in P7, he has very, very good pace, and he should be looking, without the penalty, to make up some good positions now as well.
Indeed, and now as we come through, Dragon Lolly obviously really, really looking to back this pack up. We'll look for when he decides to go here.
Has he gone? Has he gone?
Hasn't gone yet. Has gone. Has gone, and Scrub potentially caught a bit off guard there. Yeah, Scrub caught off guard. 4 hours caught off guard. Racing Mouse gets a 3-second penalty. And I see Rebels potentially fighting. Is that Racing Mouse looking at Corny? Racing Mouse goes off.
Oh, big slide there from Racing Mouse. Oh, and that's Tundra trying to go right around the outside of Paraland, but Paraland steps it down the inside of Fawas. Fawas leaves the space into turn 4 now, going onto the Wellington straight now. They're wheel to wheel into this tricky corner. That's not great. And Paraland has made an overtake in the weirdest place on the circuit, and he is ahead.
Incredible overtake from Paraland right there. And the Rebels are still
places.
Fighting behind as well. Rebels looking for position.
Corny sees the gap. But he tucks back in. Corny decides not to go for it there, and that is Pegoric. I think Pegoric spun coming out the pits as well. Oh, Corny has been overtaken by Racing Mouse. So I think Corny made a mistake, because it looked like he was off, and Racing Mouse had much more speed than him. So Racing Mouse saw a gap and went for it, and Corny just stood left behind.
Indeed. Alfa Romeo is looking very fast though. Corny will be looking to come back at Racing Mouse here. I'm currently having a couple of audio issues in game. It's glitching out a little bit. Hopefully it's not too noticeable on stream. Obviously this is a really big battle around the back for these points positions, 7th through 10th. In fact, 6th even involved as well.
Hynut is showing himself in Cornish mirror, saying to him, "Hail, I am here." And Racing Mouse also looking at single down the inside. So many looks, but nothing really happening. Oh, and that's both Red Bulls losing the rear end there. I just noticed with the tip of my eye. But I think Racing Mouse right now in these wet conditions on the newer tires is looking really pacey and really fast and wants to overtake.
Obviously Tundra here with 8-lap-old medium, sorry, as opposed to Racing Mouse's 4-lap-old. We'll be looking, that's Corny really looking around the outside there of Racing Mouse. Not a very good place on the track to try and go around the outside. Go down the straight, obviously still no DRS as the track is wet, and we will have ERS deployment from almost everyone here.
That's spun.
That's a
Heinz spun. Heinz has lost it.
Heinz did spin, unfortunately.
And that's a weird spin because he was looking with his nose towards the track, so I don't know. He's probably done a 360.
Again, continue on this battle. Corny really look at the back of Racing Mouse here. Racing Mouse looking at the back of Tundra.
But
could end up.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Where?
In P1 and P2, they've absolutely ran away with it.
They have. They've got a 2.7 second gap to Perryland. Obviously, they're still within 1 second of each other. Could be seeing a battle for the lead in the near future, but obviously following back on Corny, who we believe has the pace.
Getting close. Getting very close. But Racing Mouse getting even closer on the blinking. Oh, wait, he's blinking because of rain. Sorry, my bad. That's how it works.
It's all good. Again, Corny really
getting close. Oh, will he send it here? He thinks about it, but backs out. And Tundra actually leaves the space. He thought Mouse would go for it and leaves the space, or maybe just went deep. And Mouse gets very much time on him. And Tundra has lost so much time to his teammate ahead.
Indeed, Racing Mouse really looking at the back of these Red Bulls here, and Corny right behind as well. Maybe looking to go for a double move. When possible,
looks down the inside. He is really trying to say, "Get out my fucking way, man." Sorry. Oh, I wasn't supposed to start there. Sorry.
Yeah, of course, not finding anything. Losing the back end a little bit. That will give Corny the advantage here.
Oh, but he also lost the back end.
Both have big steps. Tundra is now losing time to his teammate of Wilton, who's up in 5th. Look at the back of Forwaz. And looks like Corny and Racing Mouse still coming back at the Red Bull here. Looks like Racing Mouse really looking down the inside of Luffield there. Too far back to go for it. Goes into Woodcut, follows behind. Tundra starts to pull away a little bit here. Corny catches a little bit on Racing Mouse. Racing Mouse catches back up on Tundra.
You can see... Oh, Tundra goes wide and Mouse now looking close.
Mouse has the advantage. Looks for it into Maggots and Beckett's. Doesn't go for it. Backs off a little bit. Make sure to keep the car safe. Obviously, it's very hard on slick conditions. Even harder in the wet. Looks like it's going to exit now onto the hangar straight. See if he's got any straight line of speed to try and catch up. He is in the slipstream. Yeah, using the slipstream that Tundra provides. He's catching very slowly. Goes to the inside. Looks to the inside on Stove. Good positioning from Tundra to not let Racing Mouse through.
He is so close. He's so close.
He's looking around the outside into club. It takes the move. Doesn't keep it though. Takes it temporarily. Still ahead.
That gave me...
exits onto...
Are they going to go 3 wide? They're so close to going 3 wide. Corny is looking for the middle. And Tundra has no pace. Oh, sorry. And that's a lot of Thunder also taking the space. Tundra goes off track. And now Dexter also comes through. Tundra, he goes off track, loses a lot of speed. And that'll put everyone going ahead. And Scrub gets another 3-second time penalty. That's probably his chances over for the race win. But now, Corny is looking... to get the overtake done as Mouse has gotten ahead, pushing Tundra out the way, and Tundra, he lost a lot of positions and a lot of time and a lot of everything there. Wow.
That was some insane racing going on. In fact, I want to get a full screen replay of that going now, as you can see.
Was it only me that got the Frugos Hamilton vibes?
Oh, I have... There we go, we'll put live pictures up as well there for you.
Am I the only one who got, like, massive vibes of Frugos Hamilton?
Looks like Scrub's looking at Dragon Lolly a little bit here. Alfa Romeo looking very quick around Silverstone right now.
If Scrub wants to get this race win, he needs to overtake Dragon Lolly now and get 6 seconds to him in 6 laps. He needs to get a second lap, which I don't think he will. I'm sorry, but I think it's over for Scrub.
I think Scrub if he gets past, will have the clean air and will start to take off a little bit, but maybe not enough to guarantee all of those penalty seconds have been applied.
Right now, Scrub, he is P3 because Fawas will end up P2 due to Paraland's penalty, and Paraland will finish P4. But yeah, it's just unlucky that Scrub got those penalties, you know.
Indeed, obviously we're looking
Pushing
still
too
at
hard.
midfield battles here. Forwards looking a bit at Perryland, staying behind for now. Wilton has caught up to this battle here. This is a battle for the final podium position of third. We'll see whether it's a Williams, a Mercedes, or a Red Bull who takes out come the end of the race, or whether it's none of them. Who knows? This is F1. Who knows what can happen? Corny looking very fast, still keeping up onto Racing Mouse. We're looking to get past to catch up to Wilton and maybe even get himself a penalty. Tundra gets a 3-second penalty for track limits, all the way down in 10th. Unfortunately, not looking great for Red Bull right now overall.
You could see at the end of the way that Mouse, he was driving when he overtook Tundra. You could see that he was driving, getting really aggressive with the throttle, getting really aggressive, looking down the inside. That's a retirement for Pickle Rick in the last corner. And that's another safety car. That's another safety car. That is gonna throw this race on its head.
I believe Pickle Rick retired on track. I'm not sure if that was
did it. That wasn't it the same thing? Was Pickle Rick or Heiner that did it? I don't know, but it was an Alpine who did the same thing in the same place. But that's another safety car, and that's Scrub and his chances for the win, or for P2. That's his chances for maybe a podium over, slashed.
Indeed, that's very unfortunate for all of those running penalties right now. They are all going to move down. It's looking like, especially as this may take a couple of laps to restart, we'll probably get back underway on lap 22 here, have a 4-lap shootout at the end. Obviously, the DRS will not get reactivated as the track is still wet. Everyone is still running intermediates. Will we see anyone dive into the pit lane here, Fake?
I think we might see some of the back runners run into the pits because you will get massive tire advantage.
Indeed, that is Daxter diving into the pit lane here.
Daxter diving into the pits because you will get massive tire advantage if you have new intermediates. Since everybody is on 10, 11 old intermediates, and if you get that's 10, 11%, that's probably like 40% on the tires, I would say. And when you have 0% tires versus 40% tires, that's around half a second faster you'll be. And you'll also, and for that in Dax's position, you lost 2 positions. So you'll be half a second faster, but you lost 2 positions. I would take that. I would do that personally.
Especially as it will let you catch back up. Hynut did pit as well, just so it's mentioned. Yeah, we have another safety car here in the Silverstone Grand Prix, the second one of the race. We've got Misty retired and Pickle Rick retired. Very unfortunate races for both of them so far. But obviously, we still have Dragon Lolly at the start. We're looking to do another good restart that catches Scrub off guard again and keeps Scrub behind him for the rest of the race, even though probably not entirely necessary, as Scrub will not have enough time to clear all of that penalty that he has.
So if you take this with penalties included, Scrub, he would be... Yeah, Scrub, he would be in P7. Scrub will be P7 if you take all the penalties in.
And as we've got a safety car, I think I'm going to show the replay that we have from the overtaking that happened. I'm not entirely sure why I've got 2 live replays, but it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
It's fine.
I'm sure I haven't broken anything. Obviously, they go really side by side through the turns there. Very, very clean, in fact. I didn't see anyone crash. No one touched. Some people went wide. So, yeah, we'll go back to live here for the safety car.
And if you remember what you just saw, that's what I was mentioning about Racing Mouse getting really aggressive. But it was not just Racing Mouse, because Corny, of course, in the Alfa Romeo, he was looking pacey, but he was also getting tired of looking at that rear range, that Red Bull rear range. Of course, that's just how it is, you know. When they can't overtake, it's just they gotta sit behind and watch. But when you know you have more pace, it's just so annoying, and you want to get it over with quick. So they kept looking down the inside, trying to see, will he leave space? Will he not? Should I go for it? And that's apparently getting very wide there. But you know, it's can I go for it here? Can I not go for it? And that's tricking Tundra, the driver ahead, to think, should I leave space? Is he going for it? Do I need to leave space? And that's just, you know, very much for your mind to think about, and that would probably make him go into a mistake easier. So yeah.
Indeed, and Scrub here, of course, was looking for a win. It's very unlikely to get a win, as we are now on lap 22. The grid has reformed. We will be restarting at the end of this lap. Who do you think is going to get the best start here?
I feel like Dragon, in the position he's in, last time he got a really, really good start, good restart. So I feel like Dragon Lol, if he can manage to control the grid and get that restart as he wants, I think we might actually be going at the safety car might come in at the end of this lap, because the grid is all worked up, the grid is all together. We are everybody bunched up, so I feel like the safety car should be coming in now. But I think Dragon Lolly, personally, one of the favorites. Pearland, since he has been very good with restarts recently. Actually, maybe not looking at the last restart he had, he might not have been the best there, actually, now you say it, but Wilson probably also could be good on the restart, and so could Racing Mouse and Corny.
And we do have confirmation the safety car is in this lap. Dragon Lolly will now form up the rest of the grid to speed of his liking. Scrub getting very close to the back there, doesn't want to be caught off guard again. It looks like Hein up there, it's a bit behind actually. I think we're going to go on board with Dragon Lolly here to see when he decides to actually go. Looks like I can see Racing Mouse and Corny getting good starts here as well, despite being a little bit further behind. Corny has actually lost a bit of time to Racing Mouse.
And he is waiting very much with the restart, but I think he's going now. Yeah, he is. And that's a shit start from a really bad start from the Mercedes, but a good start from Scrub. Scrub has got an amazing start. He's right on the rear end of Dragon.
Scrub really struggling with spray coming off Dragon's car right now. Is that Wilton looking around the outside of Forwaz, switches back, tries to look at the inside, there goes around the outside again, switches back, goes
and
to
that's Racing Mouse makes contact and just touches Wilton's rear end. Oh, and that's Corny being pushed off as well. Corny being pushed wide, trying to go for a gap, and Alonso Fonda now is looking for a gap as well. This midfield battle is very, very big. And
it is indeed. Is that Corny looking down the inside of Wilton right now?
He's getting close. Oh, and Wilson closes the door, slams the door right in front of Corny's face. Corny unable to do anything about this.
Corny.
And yeah, that's.
Alonso Fonda getting past Corny, goes through Cops.
Right round the outside in Corbs. What a move that is from the Dutchman. Wow.
Indeed, and unfortunately that replay isn't going to go through, as I had a replay on screen. I do apologise for that, everyone. I would have loved to get a nice replay of that.
Well, I think Racing Mouse might be closing in here. Farwas, he will probably overtake very soon. And Chandra and Daxter going wheel to wheel. Here comes Heiner as well. 3 wide into Stowe. And that is Daxter coming out ahead. But now Chandra tries to get back. And Chandra and Heiner going wheel to wheel into the last corners here. Heiner on the inside. Chandra on the outside. Oh, will they make contact? No, and Heiner is ahead. That's a nice little battle.
Heiner does take Tundra's position. Tundra getting knocked out of the points. Really not looking good for Red Bull on points this weekend at all. Only having Wilton in 6th right now. Looks like Racing Mouse really look at the back of Forwaz right now as we go on board to see this potential battle. Just check.
So right now, Corny, I think he would actually maybe, if Paradigm loses time and Corny gains time, he would be in a podium position.
As we can see, that is Heiner getting past the Red Bull of Tundra into the last few turns there.
Corny,
now
he is. Oh, that's Red Bull getting really wide, but it's looking very close here in the midfield. Lots of fun. They're getting close.
Very close, barely half a second separating each driver to each other. It looks like Racing Mouse and Alonso Thunder, both Ferraris, looking at their opponents right ahead of them, looking to get past.
Racing Mouse is getting close. Racing Mouse is getting real close, but so is Corny on Alonso Thunder here. Oh, it's all very close, and there's 2 laps remaining in this British Grand Prix, so it's all or nothing. Everybody just gotta transcend it as much as they can, of course as clean as they can, but they gotta try and make us up as many places as they can. And here comes Corny, gaining. Will he look for it down the stone? No, he backs out. He doesn't go for it. He doesn't risk it. But that's a Mercedes going slowly, and that's gonna give Racing Mouse the opportunity to go down the inside into Club, but he breaks early, and Fawas almost rear-ends the Paraland, and that's the yellow flag for Heinot, who is spun into Stowe.
Heinot's retired.
Oh, is he retired? Oh, okay.
Very unfortunate for Heinot there. Both Alpines now out of this race. Of course, we haven't talked about the penalties. The amount of penalties on the grid right now. In fact, with how close they're looking, this could be Forwaz and Corny on the podium.
Yeah. I think this might mean Corny, he actually could be in for podium position if he doesn't get held up here. But that's Red Bull going for the switchback on Racing Mouse as he goes deep, and that's the yellow flag for the other Red Bull of Tundra, who has spun. But I don't think he doesn't mind so much because he was behind anyway, had a penalty and all that, so... Oh, but here comes Racing Mouse, looks to the inside. Ooh, getting close, getting really close. But I think... Corny, he might actually... Corny is looking for a podium. Corny is looking to get on podium.
Wilton right behind Racing Mouse as well. Really look down the inside into Lovefield. Corny, of course, looking for track position, trying to make as much high as possible. Try and capitalise on the amount of penalties ahead. This will be a really good points paying day for Alfa Romeo here. Looks into Cops, doesn't, backs out.
It's about a few tenths we're seeing because Pearland, he is 3 seconds behind. Corny is 6 seconds behind the leader, which means that there's around 6 seconds, 3 seconds between them, which is going to be real close to see who will get
Racing Mouse gets a penalty.
Oh no, and that's not a penalty for Racing Mouse, and that means his chances of getting a decent result are probably over. But, and he goes Scrub, right around the outside into Stowe. Scrub going wheel to wheel with the race leader. Scrub sends it down the inside into Club, and then wheel to wheel. Lolly breaks late, but here comes Scrub. Goes for the switchback into the last 2 corners, but he almost rear ends him. Oh, and that's getting close. Big defense from our race leader and possibly our race winner. And that is losing them a lot of time as Corny has gotten ahead as well. And does he affect the Ferrari? It's Racing Mouse! Racing Mouse is after the race. Racing Mouse. Oh, I can't believe it. On the
Has
start
crashed
finish
into
straight.
the pit wall like a Mercedes and an Alpine have done already in this race. It's very unfortunate for Race Mouse driving so well this weekend. Gets his penalty and then ends up crashing. Very unfortunate end to his race. We're on the final lap here. Scrub really looking for track position, even though won't get the win. Really looking for track position on Dragon Lolly here. Doesn't get it. Is really looking to try and capitalise on gaining as much speed as possible.
I don't think Corny will finish on the podium. I don't think he will.
Corny really looking to gain a bit of time. Has losing time really quickly. It didn't get a good exit out of Lovefield there. Goes through Woodcut onto the National Pit Straight. We're seeing on the final lap here, Scrub really looking at the back of Dragon Lolly here. Goes into Maggots and Beckett's, won't be able to make a move. Maybe able to catch up on Dragon Lolly here. Scrub does catch right up to the back of Dragon Lolly. We're going to see on the end of this race, Scrub does have that 6-second penalty to contend with.
Scrub has way more ERS, Scrub has way more battery. Dragon Lolly has none left, Scrub has 20%. Can we get it into Stowe? This is his last opportunity in this race. Scrub to the outside, almost makes contact, and now Scrub is ahead. But Dragon Lolly breaks later, and Scrub has to go for the switchback, but he rear ends him, and he's off, and he almost spins, and that's a massive catch by Scrub, and that means that Dragon Lolly probably will win this race.
Brilliant car position from Dragon Lolly there, going into the final few corners of Stowe and Club. And Dragon Lolly comes around, finishes the race in first. Scrub second on track. Perryland, I think I will wait a minute.
Corny's on the podium.
Corny does get a podium position here.
P7 to P3. Corny finishes on the podium. And that is race over. And that
brilliant.
is...
Absolutely brilliant race at the end.
The first win for Dragon Lolly.
Dragon Lolly does win this race. Forwaz does get driver of the day, but who is your driver of the day today?
My driver of the day today, it's a good question, but I think a good driver today was most likely who would I want to say? I would actually say, Corny. He's been driving consistently. He's been driving great. He's been driving chill. You can see that he hasn't got any penalties the whole race, which is really great because that means that he has been able to capitalize on it, and he has gotten P3. He was P7 on track when he came across the finish line, but because of penalties, he finished in P3.
Indeed, and we have Perryland, Forwaz, and Corny being your top 3. If you could ping them in Discord to get them into the cooldown room for me, Fake, that'd be appreciated.
Yep.
And I'll show you our final finishing positions. I didn't quite catch at the end of that race momentarily. Yeah, very exciting end to that race overall. And they are your podium sitters. Dragon Lolly, Forwaz and Corny taking true advantage of the penalties that everyone received during that race.
Yeah, but obviously this is his home win. Home circuit, and Otaku, the British driver, wins his home Grand Prix. So yeah, that is the British crowd. They will be most likely very happy with that result.
Indeed. And now, as I just wait, I don't think I'm actually going to get to see the final grid. That's unfortunate. But yeah, we do have your top three there. Very, very exciting race at the end. I'm going to change to our interviews here, as we are going to have some driver interviews. I hope some people have got ready. Hope they've joined the correct cooldown.
Yeah, they are in the cooldown room.
I can drag them. Who do we want to hear from first? We hear from Corny, who finished third.
Yeah, I agree.
So this Corny,
Hello.
brilliant drive, taking full advantage of those penalties. How did that feel?
It feels great to have a podium once again. First race was the only one where I got a podium. Sadly, the game gave me a 5-second penalty because I was 1 kilometer above. So my strategy was to pit, get new intermediates and go past, but the drivers in front of me were defending like lions. So no, P3 is the best at a thing possible.
Yeah, I saw you very much on the back of Race Mouse for a significant amount of the second half of that race.
Yeah, Mouse was doing amazing.
Very, very unfortunate.
We were keeping a close eye to your battle. Do you have anything you want to say about the battle?
I loved it. I mean, he defended fair. He gave me space. What's up? I mean, what's there to be mad about? This is one of the best races I've had, the most cleanest. We didn't have like any dangerous incidents, just unfortunate circumstances. I'm happy about today.
Yeah.
I wanted that P1, of course, but
Indeed.
Yeah.
Going into Montreal next weekend, how do you feel about that?
I love it. Canada is my favorite track. I'm gonna practice my ass off. I'm gonna get that podium at least. I won't be happy with anything less than a P3.
So can we expect to see you on the top still of the podium next week, or?
Yes, I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna get there. You're gonna see me there.
Well, thank you, Corny.
Let's go.
Thank you for the interview.
Yeah, no problem.
Congratulations on P3.
Yep. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Oh, cut him off a bit early there. Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, Forwaz now, who finished second. Forwaz, brilliant drive. Again, just like Corny, taking full advantage of the penalties you had. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun race. I won second place was pure on penalties, so that's why I'm driving so clean. To drive so clean, but yeah, that's fixed me, man. I hate this circuit with all my heart, man. I'm gonna tell you, man.
Even though you hate the circuit, you did get second there. Very impressive drive. You're in a lot of battles as well. Do you think the racing was nice and clean, and did you enjoy them?
Yeah, I think it was clean. Didn't watch the replays. I hope I don't get a penalty for, I don't know if I did something wrong, but it was fun racing, and all I tried to do this race was driving between the lines, and that cost me the second place.
And obviously, as I ask everyone going into the next weekend, which is Montreal, Canada, how do you feel about Montreal?
I don't know about that, man. I hope I'm going to get the podium or win that run. I haven't driven the circuit in years, so I'm gonna see about that.
Both drivers looking for podiums. Well, thank you for joining us in the commentary box here. I hope you have a good time next weekend.
Thank you, man.
And now your race winner, Dragon Lolly. Dragon Lolly, what an impressive drive. Just keeping in the lead of everyone there. Insane. How did it feel keeping Scrub behind you for that long?
Pain. Pain. I have never panicked so much.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you got to think at the start it was Corny, and then I think Corny got a stop and go or something.
He got a speeding penalty for going 61 kilometers an hour.
Oh wow.
Um,
and then yeah, it was Scrub after that, and right near the end I was panicking because he nearly had me.
But obviously Scrub did have 6 seconds of penalties. Was that in your mind?
It was the only time that came into play was if he passes me, I should, as long as I keep in, I'll still have it. But throughout the whole thing, it was getting a win after the race doesn't feel as good as getting a win on track.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's very fair enough. And obviously,
So that's your home race that you won. Of course, you have had quite an unfortunate season so far, with being 1 point in the standings. But that home race win must feel good.
We don't speak about the 3 DNFs and me having to miss last race weekend.
okay, and going into Montreal next weekend, we've had 2 drivers say they're looking for podiums. Are you also looking for a podium going into next weekend?
Montreal, that's Australia, isn't it? I might be wrong.
Canada.
Canada, that's the one. Sorry. No, Canada. I'll be happy with points. I even here, I wasn't. I didn't expect the podium. I was like, if I can get points, I'm happy with that. If I can get a podium, I'm not going to complain, but I will just take points as long as I finish a race.
Fair enough. Thank you for joining us in the comms box, and congratulations on your win at your home Grand Prix.
No worries. Thank you for your time. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Now, Fake, that was a good race. I am going to have to, unfortunately, outro this stream now. Thanks, everyone, for joining, watching at DRC Tier 3, Season 5, Round 7.